You want to know how to conquer sadness and depression? Well, I'm not sure I can help you conquer these emotions because they're a part of the human condition. However, if you want to know some techniques for working through these things, I got you. So the first thing that you want to do is recognize that sadness is not the same as depression. Anyone suffering from chronic depression or even temporary depression, that is a deeper level of sadness, or if you have suicidal thoughts, things like that that are leading you down that path, you should contact a therapist for help. They can and will help you. And there is methodologies that will change your state of life and get you out of that world of depression. I am living proof of this. So please do that if that's your space. If you are just dealing with general sadness due to a recent loss or change of circumstance, take the time to recognize and feel the emotion that's in you. Let it emanate out of your pores. I know you don't want to. I know these are hard things to feel. Why would you allow yourself to fall into that deep sadness and feel that when you got stuff to do and things to get on with? You don't have time. I get that mind frame and that thought. It is false. Let yourself feel it so it can dissipate through your body and you can move beyond it. If you can move right into that and do that, you are a master. You can move on. That's really what you need to do. If you're like me, there may be iterations of things that you need to do to get to that place where you can let go of the emotion. What I do is first offer myself kindness and emotional support for the pain that I am in. I speak kindly to myself, and when I first started practicing this, I discovered it from a book that I read by Kristin Neff, who has done her life's work around the idea of self-compassion. In fact, she wrote a book that changed my life called Self-Compassion. And in it, she talks about ways of speaking kindly to yourself when you're in distress, when you're struggling, when you've made a mistake, when you failed really, really badly. That's the moment when you come to your aid, yourself. You speak kindly to who you are. Do not belittle or eviscerate or demean yourself for the mistake or the problem that you're in and the fact that you're feeling weak and hurt and pained by it. Speak kindly, just like you would to your child, just like you would to your friend. And if you're like me, you may need to separate your ability to speak kindly to yourself by the past maybe habits of berating yourself. And what I would do is I would picture my son as a little boy that I would be speaking to when I was talking to myself. And I found that when I did that, I could speak very kindly to myself because I love my son. And I would never speak to him the way I spoke to me. And then over time, I've been able to get to a place now where I can actually speak to myself and have no problems with it. But I couldn't start there. So I don't know where you're at, but find a way to give yourself support. Be kind. Be compassionate. And if you want to know more, read Kristin Neff's book, Self-Compassion. Then you need to let go of attachments that you have to any particular outcome around your loss. What was the thing that made you sad about the loss of this thing? Was it the person? Was it a person that you lost in the life that you were building, or the things that you imagined in your future with this person here on earth that you were mourning the loss of? Was it the loss of a position or a title that you felt was going to put you in spaces or be able to do things that you had not until now been able to do, and now that's not a possibility? Was it the loss of a friend that you thought was so close, but you realized was hurting you behind your back, and you're overwhelmed with the sadness of feeling betrayed? I don't know, but each of those things has an attachment to it, a dream, a vision of what you expected out of that scenario. Let it go. It is no longer your reality. These are things that you don't need to continue to wish for with that specific instance. You now get to move in a new direction. You now have a new reality. You get to make a new plan. And that's exciting if you allow it to be, rather than sad. But it doesn't diminish the sadness you feel for the loss that you have. But you have to let go of the future attachments. Then you must recognize that this sadness will pass with time. Things will get better. This is just a moment. This pain that you're feeling, the level of sadness and the degree to which you're feeling it depends on the situation and who you are and how you're processing it. But whatever that may be, it will end. You will have moments of great joy. You will laugh again. You will have good times with friends. All the things that you wish for, that you feel are impossible in this moment of deep sadness, if it's that deep, will pass. When you can recognize that, you can open your heart to be curious about the situation that you are in, and you can practice gratitude. Now, that practice of gratitude is kind of dual purposed in my mind. There is the act of being grateful and expressing gratitude for the things in your life that you love. Your body, your breath, the sun, the friends you have, the job you have, all of those things. I don't know what they are, but they're probably significant and they're there for you. Think of those. Open your heart to them. Let that gratitude lift you. And then in the space that you're in, when you're struggling, a more powerful thing even beyond just that initial thought is to take action. Find somebody that you can help. There are always people around that we recognize need some sort of support of any kind. Whatever it is that you can give, go, give it. Act with service. Help that person. And in that process of doing that, it will lift you. It will help you, one, to understand that you are not alone in your sadness and your difficulties and your struggles. There are many people out there that are facing them too. It is the human condition. It gives you a connection to humanity. Two, it allows you to see that even in a space where you yourself feel overwhelmed and struggling, there are people you can serve and help that can benefit from you. That reaffirms your humanity. It reaffirms the love that you can have for others even when you're in a space of struggle. Service is a powerful thing. So use that and you will actually be able to propel yourself out of these states of sadness. I want to give you a story of what my son did. He's actually living in Portugal right now. He's doing a service mission for his church, and he encountered a young guy that he was working with that was really struggling with depression, and he was suicidal, and he was relying on my son to help him and do all these things, and my son was so worried. We would talk about it, and he'd say, I'm so worried about this guy, and we're trying all these things, and we're doing all this stuff, and he still isn't feeling like he's loved enough, and he's feeling disconnected, and he's describing all this stuff, and I'm listening to my son, and I'm trying to help him, get help for this guy. He doesn't want therapy, and he doesn't, there's a lot of things he doesn't want, and you can only help someone as much as they want to be helped, and my son's trying all these things, and we're discussing it. And then my son got COVID, or actually he didn't, his friend did, and they had to isolate. And during the course of the isolation, this young man that they had been helping to lift out of a place of trouble that they'd been pouring so much energy into, helped them. He would bring them food. He would check in on them, make sure they were safe and okay. And he became happy because he was now seeing he had value. He was seeing that he was more than somebody that just needed to be lifted all the time. He was seeing he could lift. He was understanding that his value is far beyond what he was perceiving as this guy that was sad and broken for whatever the reasons were that he was carrying. He was also someone in the space of sadness that he felt, in the space of depression that he felt, he was somebody that could lift another. And my son was so shocked by how happy this boy was as he was helping them. And I laughed because I thought, oh my gosh, of course, that's what's happened. This is what we need. We need to know that our ability to help others is valued. It is one of the key components. If you look, Brene Brown has an acronym where she talks about how to build trust with someone. And one of the most compelling things for me that I read on it was, not only do you need to be able to give help to those you love, you must be able to receive it in kind. And until you are willing to receive help from a friend or an acquaintance or a coworker, as much as you're willing to give it, that person will never feel a part of you and as connected and trustworthy to you as you want them to be. This fulfilled that for this boy. He had received so much help from my son and his friend, and I know he was grateful for it. But the missing piece that allowed him to feel trusted and worthy was the return of him helping my son. So, this is the final piece. This gratitude and acting in gratitude and service for others can really lift you out of depression if you follow these steps by allowing yourself to let go of attachment, recognizing that the moment will pass, feeling the emotion after you have given yourself kindness and support for the pain that you're in. Hope you like it. This is how I do it. I'm James.